I've been putting this off long enough. Hey, my legions, how y'all doing today? Um, yeah, I have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about because, they say, what's the topic? It could be everything or anything, or like a whole bunch of stuff. I want to do the Mr. Bill stuff, and as I got a email today, Azra had a new thing on his podcast, so I watched that. I listened to it. Yeah, I want to just make a couple comments on it. It was a really good podcast. I really liked it a lot. Um, I'm very happy he read my community post. That was really pretty cool of him, and I'm glad that and the community post. I'm glad that I didn't lump everyone into one category because people are like, I say this or that about someone. They say, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. And then I wanted to clarify that no one, not everyone is. I also want to clarify. He mentioned Melly in there, and I still love and respect Melly very much. Melly's always been incredibly sweet and kind and caring to me, and I really care about her a lot. And I always think about it. I pray for her. I'm very happy for what she's accomplished so far. So I mean, definitely thumbs up to Melly. Melly's the best. Um, I thought he had a very um, insightful podcast and stuff. I mean, I start off with a whole like the Charlie Kirk, or shooting. I remember. I think Darnell was the very first one to tell me it on Facebook. I said, "Oh my God, it's so sad." Then John said something about this guy, and I started seeing a lot of stuff in my news feed. Like, oh man, this must be a big deal because I never heard of the guy till he got shot. I mean, the same thing. I never heard of the guy. I'm not being mean or anything like that. I'm not being cruel. I never heard of the guy. I mean, a lot of times I just don't listen to stuff like that because I get bored with all the political stuff. I really do. Um, but I mean, the reaction to what happened to him once again definitely proves we're a nation divided. Just like whatever the stuff happened with the 2016 elections and how our fellow Americans feel, we're definitely still divided, and then this really proves it too. The reaction to that, like I said, I know Janet did a full stream about. I don't plan on doing anything like that. It's sad what happened, and you know, I think they caught the guy, so that's good. And I don't know. It just proves we're a nation divided. I liked a lot of the points that Azrae made in his live stream. Um, and I think he did a really good job. And it was weird. He had more happy music this time on his podcast. He played that one song from Midnight Cowboy. And the weird thing is, I remember seeing. I watched some stuff from SCTV, and they had like their version of Midnight Cowboy. When I heard that, I thought of them. Dr. Tug and Woody Tobias Jr. walking down the street. Say, hey, I'm walking here. Why didn't want to stop and follow the man? Why did you leave the man alone? It was really funny. That's what I thought of. Um, yeah, it was a really good stream. I like how we ended with personal Jesus. And then I was curious to see, because I had like about 10 minutes before the live started. I wanted to compare, I didn't listen to Johnny Cash version. I know that's good too on another level. I want to listen to the Pesh Mode version than the Marilyn Manson version. I mean, a long time ago, I did a video saying I like Marilyn Manson better because that's when Miller and I were fighting. You know, I mean, I listened to both versions. I mean, they're pretty much done the exact same way, and they both have conviction in both of them. But I'll say the Depeche Mode one is maybe like a tad a bit better. Because I mean that was the very first one, and what a great what a catchy tune. It's so catchy. Whether you agree with the lyrics or not, it's very catchy. So I give to them. I mean, both videos are sung with convention. Both songs are sung with conviction, and they're both good. I'm sure the Johnny Cash one's gonna have to go back and listen to that one too. Anyways, let's go on to Mr. Bill. Now, Mr. Bill was oh man, I remember I used to watch. Sometimes I would be allowed to watch Stamp and watch Saturday Night Live. I think my mom was in the hospital, so I was allowed to watch it because my mother was always like, always thought she had everything wrong with her, so she was in the hospital a lot. I'll never forget, like, she started to turn on my sister and me whenever we went to the country in like '76. Like halfway through, I think it was like after second grade. I remember the summertime, and I remember they used to have like the late night movie, and there would be like some of those always hosted by Vance McBride, and they'd have like a Saturday night one. They have Saturday Night Live, and then they have the Saturday night movie usually, and then Sunday night. It used to be the news, and they have the George Michael Sports Machine on, always at 11:30. And I remember my dad always watched that show. And then like I remember they had a very final one. It was kind of weird though. And then they have that and the George Michael Sports Machine. Right after that, they had like the Sunday night movie, and then they'd have it would sign off. You know, like I said, hosted by Vance McBride. He just said a little bit like the new movie this week, whatever, whatever. Vance McBride was like the old school news weatherman along with Shirley Ramsey. Anyways, I remember they had outside of live they had Kid Kong Escapes on at 1 o'clock. And I asked, "Hey, Mom, if I mean, we had to stay downstairs or not be, and then just do whatever you want to because you want to keep an eye on us. That you'd watch your soap operas." I may have been. I was reading a book, and they kept showing this commercial for King Kong Escapes. And I remember like asking my mom, "Mom, if I behave myself, can I stay up and watch that?" She said, "No, you're not allowed to. I'll make sure you're your father. I'll tell your father you're not allowed to watch it either." And then was this was it was in the summertime. I can't remember the Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday, but they showed a ton of commercials for it. And I remember what happened? I think something happened Friday night. She said, "I don't feel good. I don't feel good." So she went to Mill Creek Community Hospital, and that was for a couple of days. So I got to stay up all night and watch the movie. I was ecstatic. I was able to stay and watch that live and watch that. Anyways, later on, about 2 years later, I got to stay. I think she was in the hospital again. I sometimes able to watch that live. Later on, as time progressed, oh no, they had like the late night horror show on because later on they have at midnight they had late night horror show, so I wouldn't always watch that live. Um, I remember like I think it was in fourth grade or something like that. Stand up and watch Silent Live. They had something like this bats in a barn, and they had like Dan Aykroyd like would hit him with these vampire bats in the barn. He threw throw the contestants in there, and he just hit the thing with a baseball bat and make the bats attack him and stuff. I think right after that skit, they had Mr. Bill. I'd never seen the show before. But Mr. Bill goes to court. Right away, I was laughing hysterically with the way they were talking and stuff, how silly it was, the mayhem that ensued with Mr. Bill and Spot. And it was Mr. Bill Goes to Court. One of my favorite Mr. Bill episodes of all time. And I was laughing my ass off so bad. I was like, what is this show? What is this show? And no one would tell me. And then I think we had a family reunion. I told Karen, who sadly passed away. She said, "Oh, you mean Mr. Bill?" Mr. Bill, yeah. And after that, whenever I would watch that live, I would try to stay up till the very end. Well, I usually did. And it'll be on the very end. It'll either be like Alan Franken and that Davis guy, and that thing sucked. Rather they sucked. Or Mr. Bill. And I always was hoping they show Mr. Bill again. Anyways, there's more about Mr. Bill, but I want to get to this stuff right now. I was a fan of Mr. Bill for I don't know how long. And as the shows got um, progressed, they got more and more elaborate. Though eventually SNL hired them on, and they gave him budgets to work with because they got more elaborate. But for a while, he was sending these short films into them with no money whatsoever. The very first one he sent in was cost under $20. Because they used to have I think we submit um, movie short films. I know they did I know Albert Brooks did some too that were really brilliant, and I know he spent more money than Walter Williams spent because he said like 8 millimeter was affordable media for him, and he could make movies with like a budget of $10, 10, $15. That was Mr. Bill. And they have like a little bit of a set, a little bit, and then Play-Doh, and that's about it. Voice actor or something, and I loved it. And then after that, eventually was on there, and then just kind of left Silent Live, and that was it for Mr. Bill. And it was weird though because I was in I always liked Mr. Bill. I was in Fort Detrick, Maryland, right? And we would rent. I rented a whole bunch of movies. They had a thing where you could actually get cable for your room. It was like, now I'd rather rent movies because I could control what I watched, and they had a ton of great selections there. It wasn't like that very restrictive Blockbuster stuff. Even they did get my very first Blockbuster membership there. I remember running because they had a couple movies I wanted to see, like Horror Hospital, Zombie Thawed. I got some called Panic. Panic kind of sucked. I might have rented one or two other things. That was it. I might have to pay $5 for a membership. And then while I was in the military, while I was charged membership in Germany, though, I know that. I like $5 for a year, and that was it. Um, anyways, I was in Fort Detrick, Maryland. I remember going to this one place, and I looked on the counter, and they had like a whole section of Mr. Bill stuff. Oh my God, Mr. Bill, I can't believe it. And like a big box. They used to have like the big VHS box, and then they had like the regular small box that were just to the tape. They used to have like the big ones. And it was like some low budget company. It had like the original stuff of Silent Live in it though, or so I thought. And then they had right next to it, they had from Pacific Arts Media, they had like the more um upgraded Mr. Bill episodes that they would have had a little more money. And when he signed on to Silent Live when they gave him a budget. Hi, Lisa, honey. And I remember making copies of them. And what was that one? It was like Pacific Arts had like more upgrade. And then they had I guess Showtime did like the real life Mr. Bill, had like Pierre Scolari and stuff on it. And I love you too, Lisa, honey. And they had Pierre Scolari on it, and like it aired on Showtime. I looked on Wikipedia, and they just had like that 45-minute show, which had 2 episodes on it. And Shelley Duvall like introducing them with like the real clay Mr. Bill on there. And it was okay. But they never made a future on Oh, you love Mr. Bill? Awesome. Okay. But I didn't know they had they only made 1 episode of it. It was like Peter Scolari played like real life Mr. Bill. They made it like a situation comedy though, I guess. It wasn't that funny. Oh, Mr. Robinson, yes. From Saturday Night, that was so awesome. Hi, Mr. Robinson. That was great. I love you, babes. And so I remember watching that um in Fort Detrick. I made copies of it, but watching it at work. And like the guys didn't care for it. And then watching it with Dad, Dad said, "This stuff ain't funny." But Dad used to like it. I liked it back then. Back then it doesn't hold up. And since I left the military, of course. I know Mr. Bill came back to the big screen with a short film, a 5-minute film called Mr. Bill Goes to Washington. And it was played right before uh, the very first Ernest film that he made since he left Disney. Because he made Ernest Scared Stupid, which I saw in the theater, and Disney dropped him after that because of a huge flop. They went with M Show, and he did Ernest Rides Again about the Civil War canon. I remember there was like a 5-minute Mr. Bill show on there about him become president. Yeah. I got okay, cool. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Awesome. And I remember I saw the VHS tapes you watch it, and then they have it separately too. It's like a big budget Mr. Bill show, and they actually spent some money on it. I'm sure I don't know how much they spent on it. And I remember getting a couple of VHS specials. They had like the 20th anniversary of Mr. Bill. I remember getting at Hills, the very last Hills that was in Erie, because the one that closed the Shrine Club closed a long time, a year or so ago, and then he had one still around the Mill Creek Mall, which I never knew existed. I remember going to shopping. I bought the 20th anniversary of Mr. Bill, and it came with like a free like Mr. Bill credit card on it, which was cool. I lost that though, but I mean the movie was pretty good. They said the budget for that was $500,000, so they spent more money on it. It was like a 45-minute thing of skits and stuff, yeah. And then soon after that, around that time they started doing the Pizza Hut commercials for Pizza Hut. And I remember that was like, they used like a piece of pizza, but it was like Mr. Bill. And I remember seeing, I remember buying, it was like the Miss Ho 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 No, the Mr. Bill Christmas special, which was like an hour long thing that had Dr. Guido Sarducci in it. He played a part in it. And then on the Fox Family, there was a big thing whenever they switched over to from the regular Family Channel to Fox Family because Fox bought it. And there was something called the Mr. Bill Presents, which had like Mr. Bill episodes on it, but and then other stuff in it. And then Walter, what's his name? Walter Williams, the guy who created Mr. Bill, say he like directed like 40 Mr. Bill episodes for that show, you know. Some have celebrities in it, like one had Jenna Elfman in it. And then with the Saturday Night Live stuff, the one celebrity voice in there, for like 3 episodes, they have Robin Williams do a celebrity voice for the show. And then I was trying to find that thing about him working out, he eating too many snacks. And then Mr. Ham said, will you please take me take me to lose weight or exercise or take me to the gym, right? So he goes there, and that's like my favorite episode. And I was on Internet Archive. They said like the whole SNL years, Mr. Bill, and it goes through a whole bunch of stuff, and then it goes to a bunch of SNL shorts, the SNL promo things that had Mr. Bill in it. I'd never seen those before, right? And then also, I thought the only movie he submitted short film was Mr. Bill Goes to the Circus, but there were like 4 other ones. 3 before the circus one, and then 1 after. And those were like really low budget. But they were very, very funny. So I was like, I don't know, do I still think Mr. Bill's funny? The answer is yes. Hell yes. Yeah, I mean, I got a couple pieces of the mummy thing for Gordon. I mean, it's really, really messed up and crazy. It really is. I give it like a 10 out of 10. I give everything. I give like the stuff for the cardboard down. I probably get like a, yeah. I will say, Andre played a bunch of more happier, upbeat songs, and yeah, the Mr. Bill still holds up after all these years. And like I said, it was on Internet Archive. I looked today for Mr. Bill, and they had a bunch of Silent Live stuff on there. There was 4 films that they submitted to that short film contest, or they had a short film submittal thing, where they said like the slogan was all play but no pay. So they'll send them to them, and they decide to play them. They'll play them, but they won't compensate you. And then what is it, Mr. Bill Holiday Special, Mr. Bill um, goes does the magic show, Mr. Bill pays his taxes, and Mr. Bill what was the other one? No, shit, of course I knocked it off. It don't matter. I should be on here. Damn it. Mr. Bill something. It don't matter. And I was like, do I still feel you find stuff funny? Yeah, they're really funny. Because at the time, like the guy was saying, this stuff ain't funny, I'd stop watching it. It's still funny. And I remember getting like, seeing like that Mr. Bill as president. That was hilarious. And the 2 VHS tapes, I remember watching that. Good. Now, Mr. Bill presents, the show was kind of lame. Mr. Bill was the best part of it. And then you see like him doing like little like commercials and stuff for like how to eat pistachios, and he did like there was a Mr. Bill thing for Jeopardy, which is kind of cool. Hey, Estrella. And but no, the stuff still holds up. I give Mr. Bill a 10 out of 10. I was watching an interview with Walter Williams, right? And he was talking like he started like making all these short films, and then when his budget started getting more expensive, he like paid like $100. One of those, he called him up and said, "You're playing my movies. Could you please compensate me, or at least give me the $100 I spent on the budget?" And then he said they didn't talk to him for like 6 months. So he's like, "Oh man, I better not do that anymore." I guess Lorne Michaels called him up eventually because like one of his kids' friends wrote, "Here comes Mr. Bill's dog on the in the bathroom of the school," and got expelled for it. And then Lord Michael said, "Well, if he's doing something like that, we must be doing something right." So they hired him on to, he asked them to make like 10 more videos. And said, "We'll give you a budget this time too." But he didn't have a budget. He was just all on his own. And those episodes are so funny. And they followed a certain storyline too. And the one thing, he did one, I can't find a quote up with Chevy Chase finding him in a garbage can. I can't find that one. I know the one where he went to Sign Alive. The one part they always clipped out was, cause I remember seeing this on Nickelodeon. Because Nickelodeon would have like the SNL reruns, but they only be a half hour long. They'd be super short, like 2 skits and opener. That's it. Um, but they had, what was I talking about? Oh, they had something. Oh no, I got on a ramble and I forgot. It's okay. Um, damn it, I don't remember now. It don't matter. Um, oh yeah, they had like oh, they had John Belushi, the one where he goes to Silent Live. They used to play like old reruns of Silent Live on the old days of Nickelodeon, where they would show like Dobie Gillis, like that old Superman George Reeves TV show, which I love that show. And they would show like half-hour things of Silent Live, and they never show like the super dirty comic, dirty skits or like that. I mean, there were some that were controversial. I think it was just like they were able to pick what they played and stuff. And then they had like the SNL one where he went to Silent Live. There's a scene they cut out with John Belushi in it. And John Belushi asked John Belushi for an autograph. And then he asked to sign on his back and said, okay. And he went and he dotted the I and he stabbed him with it. I don't know why they don't play that one. They would play a part of the video though, you know? It's just so sad. I don't know what happened with the other guy. I don't know. Uh, Hey, Fujini. Oh, I love this. Oh, Miss Bill's so awesome. I have spatial or used to do those. Oh, really? Awesome. I didn't know you were a teacher. That's so cool. Foodie Genie's one of my long time subscribers. I never knew you were a teacher. That's so cool. Well, I don't really ask people's personal lives, but she said she's a huge foodie. That's really cool. Uh, my Mr. Bill's still funny. Still holds up today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, there's a Walter William interview that's really interesting. But I mean, he eventually got hired by Lord Michaels, and then he gave him a budget. And like I said, it got more elaborate. And then they had there was like 3 episodes that was like about him going to prison and all this other stuff. And the voice, the special voice of Mr. Hands, was played by Robin Williams in those episodes. That was cool. And that's back when it was really polished. I think he went to video camera or something like that, and you can hear like the soundtrack on there and laugh track of people reacting to it. Wow, I didn't know that. Oh yeah, Miss Robinson was hilarious. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, Eddie Murphy was so lucky being that young, being famous and stuff. Just like I mean, I know he slapped Chris Rock, but Will Smith was made be popular when he was still in high school doing those songs with DJ Jazzy Jeff. It's kind of crazy. I mean, Eddie Murphy, I think he's right out of high school, and maybe you're out of high school and he landed that gig at 18 or 19. That's wonderful. Because people say like always start out young in the entertainment business, and some people don't get their break until like 40 years old. Yeah, I had no idea you were a teacher. That's awesome. Mr. Robinson was funny too. I like that skit too. It was really funny. I like the one when they had the puppets on it, and they had that Ronald Reagan puppet looks really funny. He had Ronald Reagan puppet and goes, "I don't know, something wrong with my neck though." That was really funny. You know, I thought it was really good. I know he met Mr. Rogers for real. Eddie Murphy did, and he talked to him. And he said, "I think what you're doing is wonderful," and they became good friends after that. And then I remember they were some going to school. You had some like Burger King commercial with this guy talking to camera like Mr. Rogers saying like, "You will this not listen to your mommy and daddy. You will get money from them, and you'll come to McDonald's and stuff." And I guess a couple of those commercials aired, and then Mr. Rogers called Burger King the franchise up that night, and then after that they were gone. They were no longer existed. I had a lot of power for that guy. Yeah, Wayne's brother. Yeah, it was. Oh, it's True Colors. It's called True Colors. Um, no, 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 no. In Living Color. In Living Color. And then there was a band by the same name did Cult of Personality too. It came around the same time. Yes, yes, hot, 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 make sweat. And then I wanted to talk about let me see. Oh no, not share screen. Hold on, hit the wrong thing. Right, cancel. I had no idea, Jamie. I had no idea. Let me tell you. Yep, I got confused with True Colors because they talked about the lowest rated sitcoms in '91, and they mentioned Living Color because that used to be a show like before. I mean, True Color was a show before Living Color came on. I had no idea. I had no idea. I had no idea. Yeah, yeah, was flying on it. Yes, she was. Yeah, Lisa could be a dancer on that show. Oh shit! No, I don't want that. I want this. I screwed it up. Hold on. Sorry, I screwed up the wrong thing. Here we go. Put the wrong post up first. I guess mail. Hold on. Let me go. Let me click this again. Oh, cool. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, honey. So you
Hi,
remember
how
the
are you?
Fly Girls on In Living Color?
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah, I don't know.
Morton?
Yeah.
It was Morton and Living Color.
Yeah.
Um, shoot, what was the other one? They were all like together.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Jeez,
I
I
remember,
forgot.
like, well, they had like a show called True Colors. They had like that couple. They had like, and then Cleveland
Oh,
little
remember that
replacement.
one?
Yeah, that was a.
Mm.
I remember. While I was in the army, it was like Sunday nights. It would be. What was it? It'd be. What this? I'm trying to think. It
Probably
was.
like shit. Like, hold on. Let me think. The video thing that was on Sundays, Al
Yeah,
Bundy.
yeah. Well, on Fox they'd
Yeah,
have.
Married with Children.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah. Okay, it was like.
Hmm.
I think it was. Yeah, it would be like.
I know what
It'd
you
be.
mean. What you're talking about with
Yeah, yeah.
shit.
Living
I know what
color.
you're talking
Like
about.
True Color. Well, Living Color. They have The Simpsons on, and then they have
Yeah.
Married with Children at 9 o'clock, and then they have Get a Life with Chris
Hmm.
Elliott. That show was so funny. You ever
I
see that with Chris?
remember. I
Yeah.
graduated in 1990. Okay,
Oh
so
wow.
right
Okay.
before I graduated, I remember when The Simpsons
Yeah.
and In Living Color came out, I believe,
Yeah.
and Married with Children. It all came out the same year. I might be wrong about In Living Color, but yeah, it all came out like in 1990. I remember
Yeah.
watching. Oh no, I know it was definitely. Oh, and the people that do the videos. You know what's that called?
Yeah. I mean, America's Funniest Home Videos. That was on
Yeah,
ABC.
yeah.
And that was on
No, that
ABC.
was
The other.
before 90, right?
Well, I remember I used to watch that was at Fort Bragg. I was stationed at Fort Bragg when
That's
that was
wow.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I graduated in '87. Now, I think the substitute teacher was that show called Rock with can't remember the guy's name that was in Rock. That one that
Chris
one
Rock.
big guy.
Uh,
No, there was a show called Rock called ROC. It wasn't
yeah,
Chris
I know
Rock,
what you
some
mean.
other guy. Dang, I can't remember who was in it. Charles Charles Dutton, I think. Charles Dutton, I think, was in that. And that was like a replacement of something. I can't remember. They
Oh, I
switched the
remember when I remember when In Living Color came out, and I remember when
yeah.
Married with Children came out because my
Yeah.
teacher looked exactly, and when I tell you exactly like El Bundy, and then I
Oh
dressed
really?
like Kelly Bundy. You know what I
Oh
mean? Because I
wow.
was her, I'm her age.
Yeah.
So I dressed exactly like that, before she
Yeah.
even like it was even out there. So I'd
Yeah.
call him. I'm like, hey, 'cause I called him by his first name. His name was Norm. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
Norm,
Oh wow.
you look
Yeah.
just like Al Bundy. He was like, yeah, well, you look just like Kelly. So me and
Oh
him would call each
yeah.
other. Yeah, I'm not
That's
kidding,
awesome.
Jay. I will find a picture and Yins will shit. That's how much he looks exactly like him. The nose and his mannerism. And it was like,
Oh
I
wow.
think Al Bundy made that off of my teacher. You know what I mean? Because
Maybe.
I'm thinking.
Maybe. Well,
And he
the
just
weird
passed
thing.
away, man. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
looked just
Well,
like him.
the weird thing
TC.
with Married with Children was I did like a live about trash TV, right? Talk shows and stuff.
Hmm.
Because I watched some of the Dark Side of the Night. You're talking about like Jerry Springer and stuff.
Oh
And I
shit.
remember like watching Donahue, right?
All
And
right.
originally, Fox was just like a VHS channel before it got big. And Married with Children was like an old show on there. And it
Yeah.
wasn't doing that good. And there was
They
a girl
thought
on there.
Married with Children made Fox.
Yeah, I did. I mean,
Yes, they
eventually
did.
though. Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this is what happened. There was a girl on Donnie who was saying like complaining about Married with Children, saying like she was appalled by the show, saying like the show promoted rape. Everybody was a rapist, and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
That what after that episode, everybody started watching Married with Children. and that got really huge after she did
Dude, it
that.
was hysterical. How could you not? And it was
I know it's
very
awesome. I love that
because it
show.
was
Yeah.
very popular. I mean, I dressed like that. I wasn't looking her to dress like that. I already
Oh,
dressed like that. She was dressing like we dressed,
yeah.
because she did an interview. I love her, and she's very sick. She has MS very bad
Yeah.
right
Bless her. Yeah.
now. And she did an interview. She goes, "Look, I never dressed like that." Because it was just in style then. I'm like, whoa, because I worked at the mall. It was a whole thing. I looked just like that. But
Oh,
when
cool.
she came out, we were like, yeah, like someone looks like us. But then, Al Bundy played for the Steelers and
Oh, I didn't
Pittsburgh.
know that. I had no
Yeah,
idea. But that's awesome.
I didn't either. I know. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And that's why Sophia, okay, so they're on Modern Family, right?
Yeah.
She's married to, well, she was married to Joe. Joe's from Pittsburgh. He lives here. And
That's
and
cool.
it so happens that what's Al Bundy's real name? I'm sorry, I forget.
Um. Oh, damn it.
Uh
Ed.
Ed, yeah, okay.
Ed
So
somebody.
yeah, he played for the Steelers. I didn't know
Oh,
that shit
that's
either.
cool.
So I mean, a long time ago, I didn't know, but yeah.
Oh, that is
But if
so
you
cool.
notice, he's pretty big, yeah. So that's pretty wild how they're on Modern Family and like Joe, whatever his name is. Yep, they're
That's,
from here. Well, he's not Ed
yeah.
Bundy, but yeah, Joe is.
It's such a good show. It was
He's hot.
Ed
Woo!
O'Neill. That's what Ed O'Neill. Ed O'Neill. And he was an established
Thank you.
actor.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was a serious actor too, along with
Oh
comedy and stuff.
yeah,
And it
yeah.
was, yeah, it was weird though because they were going to have a scene. There was a movie called Flying the Intruder. It was like a rip off of like Top Gun and Iron Eagle and stuff that came out in '91. And there was a
Hmm.
scene where the guy goes to trial, and the prosecutor was Ed O'Neill. And then they went for screen audiences. When they saw it, they started laughing. Hey, Al Bundy's on the show. So they had to replace him. You know what I mean? Because
Listen,
he's a
here's
serious
the
actor.
thing. I
Yeah.
think actually, I don't know. Look us up, guys. I'm not sure, but I think he's a musician too.
Mm.
I'm not positive about that. Don't mark my words. I could be getting him confused with someone else, but I think he's a musician too.
I'm looking right now.
I'm not sure about that, so don't mark my words on it.
Yeah.
I know Joe Pesci is.
Yeah.
I met Joe Pesci
Oh,
in
that's
real
cool.
life.
Oh, you
Yeah, I
did?
hung
Oh,
out with
cool.
him and his wife. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, he actually started out. Joe Pesci did to be. He's a drummer, and
Oh, really?
yeah, and then he ended up. The Italians wanted to make a movie, and he ended
Yeah.
up being in like the boxing movie, all that shit.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you mean
yeah,
Raging Bull? Yeah. Raging Bull.
yep, he was in Raging Bull and all that shit. So, but before that, and he still is, because my friend Joe D'Onofrio and his
Yeah.
nephew's on CS. Like I know all these people. His nephew's
Yeah.
on CSI. Okay, D'Onofrio's.
Yeah.
But Joe was the manager of my ex boyfriend because he's a singer, and Joe Pesci's manager.
Yeah.
It's and I mean Joe Pesci was already famous, but he still loved music. He was into jazz and drumming and all that shit.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, for real.
He was in
Yeah,
a
he's
couple
very
serious
short.
movies. Yeah. Well, I know. Well, Joe Pesci was in that movie, and then he was gone for a while, and then came back. I
Hmm.
guess Al Bundy was like that too, because he was in a movie called Cruising, that Al Pacino movie about like someone else killing gay people or something like that back in 1980, and then he came back to be in Disorganized Crime and Canine, and then he was in that Dice movie, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
Remember, he
check
was the
that
one.
shit out.
Yeah, he played. Oh, Ford Fairlane's awesome. That's the Dice movie I liked. And then
You know
like
who else I like? I was just watching. I love Robin Williams. Okay.
Robert. Oh yeah, I mentioned
Okay.
Robert Williams.
Popeye.
Robert Williams.
Come
Yeah,
on, man.
Robert Williams did. I
Popeye.
guess.
Can I tell you something about Popeye though,
Yeah.
Chase? You're gonna crack up. And it's so weird because I was like, look, I'm making. Meanwhile, my daughter's like, oh my god, she never seen it. Okay, I'm like, you gotta watch this movie. I'm like, dude, we got that on VHS. Popeye is one of my favorite movies. Okay.
Oh, I haven't seen Popeye
But
forever.
the whoever what's his name that directed it and everything, okay?
Robert
He
Altman.
said,
Robert Altman.
yeah, yes. He said they were so coked up. He said,
Really?
and
Oh man.
yes, this is not, look up the interview with him. It's
Yeah.
not too long ago, like maybe a month ago. He goes, man, they were so fucking coked up. And that's how they got through Popeye. And I'm like, really? Like, I
Wow,
adore
that's
Popeye.
freaky.
Yeah, I
That is
used to
freaky.
take my box, like, your radio box, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I would hit
Yeah.
play and record and record the whole entire songs of Popeye.
Oh,
That
that's
was on
cool.
there.
I used to
That
do
was
that
the
too.
cutest movie.
I used to record like I had my tape recorder. I would play record like some songs from different movies. I'd put it right up to the TV and record it when I played
Yeah.
VHS tape. That's how I did it. Yep.
Yep, me too. It's like, all right,
That's
here
so
comes my
cool.
song. Psst. And then I used to like play Fraggle Rock too. I used to like
Oh,
record
that's
that. I was
awesome.
weird. Yeah.
That's all right. Well, I saw it a
Yeah.
long time on TV. I haven't seen it since. That was like a long time. It was on NBC.
What,
And I remember,
Popeye?
yeah, Popeye. Yep. I saw it
Oh,
on
it's on. I think I watched it on. Was it
Tubi.
Peacock?
Oh,
It could be. It could have been Tubi, Peacock. I'm not sure. One of them.
okay, cool. I'll have to check
And
it
I
out
was
again.
like, oh my god, I just love that movie. But that's when because I seen that he was doing a interview on the DailyMail.com.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow. He goes, yeah, they were all coked up and all this
Oh my God.
bullshit. So I'm like, I'll have to watch it again, but I couldn't tell they were coked up. you know, not that
Yeah,
I
that's
cared
wicked.
because that was just such a great fucking movie, man.
Oh man. If you check out whenever Mr. Bill the episodes got more elaborate, there's like three
Mr.
episodes.
Bill,
Oh no, Mr. Bill show.
Mr.
Three up.
Bill.
How do you do it? How do you do it? There's like there's three episodes that Robin Williams does the voice of Mr. Hands in it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's I mean the psychiatrist one when he goes to prison, and then the one whenever he breaks out or something like that. He breaks out, and Mr. Bill I mean he did the voice and those, yeah, those were great.
Oh fuck yeah, man! Saturday Night Live was a jack shit back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Back in the day, and even in the '90s. I mean, I wasn't watching it because I was working in a nightclub, but it would be on, and I knew kind of what was going on. And what's his name that got killed? His wife killed him.
yeah.
I loved him.
Oh,
Whatever
cool.
his name was. That's when it was good too.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh
I like that show. Yeah.
what was his name?
Phil
Her
Hartman.
name was Bryn.
Was it Phil Hartman?
Yep,
I got
Phil
you.
Hartman, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was sad
She
too.
fucking killed him. What a
Well,
bitch.
there's this thing on Hulu called The Dark Side of Comedy, and they have a Phil Hartman episode. I haven't seen it yet.
All
Yeah.
right, we should watch it together later because I got
Yeah,
Hulu.
hell yeah, hell yeah.
All
Well, I
right.
watched. I did a
I
review of the
love
Norm
Phil
Macdonald
Hartman.
one. Yeah, I did the Norm Macdonald one already. I remember doing like one about Chris Farley. I think I might have done
Oh,
Art of Leg too. Yeah.
dude, I remember all of them like all together on there. You know what I mean? It was
Oh yeah, it was
hysterical.
great.
We didn't watch it till we got home late at night because they played at what 11 p.m. It was live. But then when
Yeah.
we got home from the nightclubs and shit, it was like 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
Oh yeah.
And they were replaying it, and we'd laugh our ass off. Like, fuck yeah,
I
man.
loved it. Well, it's
Love
weird though
Eddie
because
Murphy. And you
yeah,
know what? Here's what's sad. Comedians can't
yeah,
be like they are, like they were.
yeah,
They
yeah.
can't say white, they can't say black, they can't say shit. And that's a shame. It's like, dude, talk shit. Who cares?
I
But
know. Well, I can't
people
say
get
anything
so
anymore.
offended. It's like, what are you offended about? They're kidding.
I know.
And
Well,
it's
people
and
get
it's
offended by
true.
stuff.
Like All
Exactly.
in the Family. Okay, come on.
Yeah. Oh, it's so
Jeffersons.
good.
Like, come
Yeah.
on, man. You know,
Well, they got away with a lot of stuff. Um,
It's
The
not
one
getting
thing
away with it. They were being honest at the times,
yeah,
you know,
I
and it
mean,
was
I was honest.
hysterical. And we never thought nothing different.
I
It was
didn't
like,
think anything
fuck
of it
yeah,
either. I thought
man,
it was
right
funny.
on. You're right. Nobody hated the Jeffersons, you know, because they said
No.
honky. It was
Yeah,
like,
I let it bother
fuck
me.
yeah, it's hysterical. Nobody hated fucking All
Yeah,
in the Family because they said whatever, you know, the
yeah,
N word. No,
yeah,
nobody.
yeah.
Nobody
I
cared
mean,
because they were all into it together. You know, it was just
yeah.
comedy. You
Well,
know
the
what
one
I got?
Winston.
I got Eddie Murphy. I got the albums, dude.
Oh,
I
cool.
got
Yeah.
fuck yeah in mint
Well, the one thing.
condition.
Yeah. Well, the
And
one
my
thing about
mom
all the
wouldn't let me
family.
listen to it
Yeah.
when I
Oh,
was
they
little.
want it.
No, but my mom bought them. And she goes, listen, you're not allowed to listen to it. I'm like, really? But I watched it on HBO anyway. But
Oh, okay.
anyway, that fucking album, there's two of them, two or three. They're in mint condition. Richard Pryor, honey,
Oh,
mint
Richard Pryor.
condition.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yep. You know, my fave is what's his name? I mean, they're all my favorite. I can't pick. It's what's his name? He's white.
Ronnie Dangerfield.
Carl. No.
George Carlin.
George Carlin. Yes, thank you.
There you
Oh, I
go.
love Rodney Dangerfield. He looks just like my papa. Yeah, but George Carlin, man, he said, "Did you ever watch this?" He goes, "All the ways you can say fuck,"
Yeah,
and he was
definitely.
like, "I crack up, man. I could listen to that all day.
Yeah.
It's so funny, man. I love him."
So, it was
Yeah,
awesome.
I have his album too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I got
was.
all
I
these
mean, I like
people's
the jam.
albums.
Yeah, I remember.
Mhm.
I had a Richard Pryor question for you because I don't know. It's like because I did a video about Gene Wilder, right? And
Oh, love him.
there was a thing on Netflix about remembering Gene Wilder. They were talking about him working with Richard Pryor eventually later on in the show, and no one remembers the fourth movie they did, Another You. Because I remember seeing it. Do you remember that movie?
Which one?
Another You. It was the last movie they did. So
No.
they did Silver Streak, Stir Crazy, See No Evil,
Silver
Hear No
Streak
Evil.
Star Crazy. Yeah, I've seen all
Yeah,
that, but I've never seen
yeah.
that one.
Well, Another You, like it flopped real bad, but it's like Richard Pryor played a con man, and Gene Wilder played like a pathological liar from an insane asylum. And it's on Tubi. You can watch it on there.
All
You
right,
won't
I'm
see
gonna
it.
watch
Yeah.
it tonight. I what's
It's
it
called
called?
Another You. Another
Another.
You.
Wait a minute. Let me write it down. See, I can't remember
Yeah,
shit.
Another You.
Another you. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
know
and
what
there's
else I
all
like?
yeah. What's
Fucking Young Frankenstein.
yeah, that
Okay.
was all yes,
Come
they talked
on,
about that a lot too on the
man.
show. It
Come
was
on.
awesome. I know.
Me and my
I was
family, like, we are a big, like, every year we get together and we're like, let's watch fucking, and then we get on the list, and then we watch
yeah,
Gene Wilder shit, you know,
yeah.
and Richard Pryor. Like, we just watch all comedians, but
Oh,
Young Frankenstein is hysterical, man.
oh.
Come
Let me
on.
know what you
And the
think of
jerk.
Another You. Yeah. Let me know what you think. It's on Tubi. It's
I
on
will.
Tubi.
I
Yep.
got to, honey. I got it written down.
Yeah. I swear to God, so I liked it. I mean, it's a little sad because you could tell like Richard Pryor was getting sick. You could tell he's
Oh.
like shaking somewhat in the movie, but still really good. It's
Chase,
really
do
good.
you remember when his hair caught on fire? I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. When
I know I'm
he
a
was
little
suffocating.
younger than you, but I
Yeah.
remember when that happened. I was
Yeah.
devastated. I was like,
Remember he
"What, mom? He's gonna die." My mom. I mean, I was little, and
uh,
my mom's like, "He's not," because I loved him, man. And
yeah, he
she's
was
like,
awesome.
because I watched him on HBO, but I wasn't allowed. Okay,
Yeah.
but I pretended I didn't know him. But I was like, "Mom, no." And she's like, "He's not gonna die." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, thank God."
Uh,
And I'm like, "Well, what
he,
did he do?"
well, he called
Yeah.
people out. There were he told like there was a lot of like he
He had
wanted to thank
Jerry
people.
Coral juice in his
Yeah,
hair, man. That'd be like me smoking a fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
it
look,
was crazy.
like even if I have a hairspray, I do hair, it's going to catch on fire. But he had Jerry
I know.
Coral ass juice in
Yeah,
his hair. Of course, you're
yeah.
going to catch
That
on
was that
fire.
movie. Yeah, they did that in the movie JoJo Dancer.
Flammable.
Remember JoJo
Yeah.
Dancer? They recreated that in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were talking about like in Richard Pryor live on Sunset Strip. They said like I want to thank you for your sympathy, but I also want to call all you evil motherfuckers that made jokes about me. And then he did one
Yeah.
where, yeah, he did one at the very end where he lit a match on fire And he went like this, and what's this? Is that Richard Pryor running down
Oh
the street?
yeah.
Yeah,
But it wasn't his fault. I mean, he was just trying to like, do his
I
thing,
know. I
but
mean, yeah, he
it's
really got
very,
enough.
very flammable. I
Yeah.
get it. But damn, man, they made a big ass deal out of it. It was like,
Oh,
what's
yeah,
that?
they did. Yeah, they did.
If it was
I
today
mean,
times, it would be like nobody cares. I'm like,
oh,
whatever, dude, right.
oh. Did you ever
I
see? There was another Richard Pryor movie called Moving. Did you ever see that one?
think I did.
Okay,
I
that's on
think I
Tubi
did.
too. That's one that no one remembers. That one. That's
All right,
like
let me write
he
that
moves.
down.
Yeah, he goes to Boise. Leaves from like
Oh
Chicago.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
Okay.
that movie's awesome. That's the only Richard Pryor
Okay.
one I
Yep.
saw at the theater.
Uh,
I
yeah,
saw that at
I've
the
seen
movie
it.
theater.
I know
I
exactly
love
what you
that
mean.
movie. I
Okay, I'm gonna
love
watch
that
that
movie.
too. I got it written down.
Yeah,
I
that's the only one
love
I saw at
Richard
the
Pryor.
theater of his. Yep,
I
that's
love
the only one
Eddie
I
Murphy.
saw the
I
movie.
love
Yeah.
all them, and I feel
Oh no.
so bad for these comedians because, like, look, bros, just they get all accused of being racial and being this. So what?
Yeah.
It's funny. It's not. They're
Oh,
not trying to hurt us. It's funny.
yeah.
You
Oh, I
know.
take that back. I take that back.
Sweet.
I also saw Harlem Nights. Had Richard Pryor in it too. I saw
Oh
those two at
fuck
the theater.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw those
Hmm.
two at the theater. I'm trying to think of the Eddie Murphy ones I saw at the theater. I saw
Harlem
Boomerang.
Nights is good. I love. I'm gonna
Oh,
watch that
I,
later. I
yeah,
love that one.
yeah. That
Yeah.
was a good one too. I liked that one too. It had Red Fox in it.
Mm.
Remember?
Dude, I met him in real life when I was little. I'm
Really?
not
Oh
lying.
wow, that's
Oh,
awesome.
listen, he was good friends with my grandpa.
That's
Okay.
cool. That's
So
cool
here,
as hell.
dude, I got a picture. I'm not kidding with me and him. He signed it. Meanwhile, and I love Sanford and Son, right?
Yeah,
So I'm probably in this picture 6'7",
yeah.
6 maybe. I don't even think I was 7 yet. So my papa was like, "Come on, we're going down." Like my pup was a cool cat. Like my pup looked exactly like Bill Cosby, only white. I'm not
Oh, really?
kidding.
Awesome.
I'm not
That's cool.
joking. I'd be like, "Don't my papa look
Yeah,
like Bill Cosby?" And everybody's
yeah.
like, "Because my papa's all Greek, and they're like,
Oh,
"Damn, man,
cool.
he does look like Bill Cosby for some reason." And I don't know why, but he does. And
Oh,
um, so we went and met Red Fox. Man, I was in heaven. I'm like,
that's so
"Oh
cool.
my god!" And he goes, "I
How
don't
many?
think you should be
Was
here."
how
He
many?
had them
Yeah.
big glasses on, man.
Really? Oh, wow.
And I met what's his name? I'll tell you about him too. He's a preacher. Uh, what's
Preacher.
his name? His son that was in San Francisco.
Oh, Lamont.
Lamont. Okay,
Yeah,
I met
yeah.
Lamont not too long ago. He's a
Oh,
preacher.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw him
he
on
is
some stage.
so
Yeah.
tall, man. He's so
Oh,
tall.
really?
But what? Yes. Now this is me and an adult, like a couple years ago. But when I
Yeah.
met Red Fox, he's like, "Hey, honey," and he reminded me so much of my grandfather. Like they just looked alike to me. They had
Oh,
that
wow.
big wide nose and like all tough. But Red Fox had them sunglasses on. I'm thinking, you're not Sanford. I remember like I don't know if I said it, but I'm like, you're not like Sanford and Son. He's decked out like all like because he was in a comedian show and it was a club right here, like where we live. And my Nana and my pup were good friends with him, man.
Oh, wow.
Straight up. I'm not even kidding. But when I met
That's
Lamont,
cool.
my ex-boyfriend was a singer, and Lamont came there at Benjamin in Pittsburgh, and he was like, "Oh, he loved my ex-boyfriend singing, okay, because he's pretty
Oh, that's
famous around
cool.
here."
Yeah.
Yeah, and Lamont, I'm like, "Oh my god!" But he's really tall. I'm not even kidding you. He's like way
Oh,
taller than 6 foot.
I
Yeah, but
looked
he's
up
a
her name.
preacher.
Yeah. It's
He's
Demond
really
Wilson.
cool.
That's Demond
Lamont.
Wilson.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Demond Wilson. Yeah. I looked
But
him up.
when I met fucking man, I was so excited to meet fucking Red Sanford. I was like a whole thing. I was like,
Yeah.
his glasses, he was dope. He was sharp.
No.
Didn't look
He
nothing
was
like
dope.
what you look like on Sanford and Son. I was kind of a little mad about it, but I was like, all right, whatever. I was little. And then I
Yeah.
met yeah. Who else did I meet? My grandparents knew everybody because we owned a
Yeah.
restaurant, so it was like a whole thing. Chicken George, you know him? George
Uh-uh.
Benson. George Benson
Oh,
is
George
a
Benson. I know
singer.
George Benson. Yeah. Well,
Okay,
they had,
yeah. And he was in the Roots, and he was in a
yeah.
lot of. He's from here, so
Oh, you
I
mean
met him.
Robert Guillaume? Robert Guillaume?
No, his name's George Benson.
Oh, okay. Wasn't there a singer named George Benson?
Yes, that's him. And his name
Okay,
was
okay,
Chicken
yeah.
George. They call him
Okay,
Chicken George.
okay.
He had two that he
Okay,
had two
I
names.
got you.
I got a picture with
I'm
him
sorry.
too when I was real little because I was a tap dancer, and so is he.
Okay,
And yep, he's another one. He was in the
that's
Roots.
awesome.
He's real big. Yeah. Hmm.
That's so cool. You met so many awesome people, you know? And I
I'd
met
go
two, of
on
course.
and on and on.
Well, no, Lord, I don't mind.
But
I
I
love
like the
talking.
old I like the old school people, like the
Yeah.
Temptations. I hung with them, the Spinners.
Oh, cool.
Dude, I go on. Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah. I don't mind listening to you. You're cool as hell. I'm glad you came up.
Thank you. Yeah, I like talking about this stuff. Like
Oh,
Red
that's
Fox
fine.
was my jam. Like I was so mad when he died. I was like, what?
Yeah.
You
He
know,
got
but
screwed over by
he
the IRS.
partied.
The
He was a
IRS screwed him over.
partier.
Big time. Yeah.
He was doing coke all day and all night. You know what I mean? There's like, did you ever watch the behind the scenes of that shit? Yeah,
Huh.
he's a big. Yeah, he's big
Oh,
on
no.
drugs.
Oh,
That's
no.
what I'm saying. Like he didn't look like. I mean,
Yeah.
he looked different when I met him. I
Yeah.
remember that. He didn't look like like the hobo he is on TV. You know, he's like all sharp dressed and shit. And he's like, "What's up, honey?" I mean, he's sounding the same. I remember that, and I was just so
Yeah.
excited to meet him. But yeah, I mean, if you watch his I think it was on VH1. I'm not positive.
Okay.
Yeah, he was all
That's
fucked
cool.
up.
But there's so many
Yeah.
shows on. I get it all confused. I get all
Dude, this was years and
messed
years
up.
and
Yeah.
years ago when they
Yeah.
came out with him. I mean, it was no secret, I guess, back then.
Wow.
Yeah, I was little, but yep, he's a big cokehead, all fucked up.
Oh my God.
But who wouldn't be?
That's crazy.
And Lamont was too. Lamont was a big drug addict.
Yeah.
And that's why he changed his fucking ways and became a preacher.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's
he
why
had.
he preaches about that and he helps people
Yeah.
for real. I'm not lying. I met him in real
I
life. Like
believe
he
you.
told me about it.
Wow,
So
that's crazy.
not Red Fox. I mean I met him
Yeah.
in real life, but I was too little.
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh
know if
wow.
he was smoking weed. I didn't know. I
That's
wasn't
cool, man.
smoking weed back then.
Yeah. Well, I saw one of his stand-up specials. I remember running when I was in Fort Bragg. It was like that live in a brown paper bag or something like that. He did it on
Oh,
86. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty funny. He was talking
he's a
about
big
like
presence, right? I remember
yeah,
meeting him and thinking, out of anyone I ever met, he's one person. I was just like, wow. You know what I mean? Just like, not that he's fat, not that he's ugly, nothing like
no.
that. Just a presence about that guy.
Oh
He
yeah.
was just like so cool and so sweet and so nice. And I was just like, I'll show you the picture. Me and him. And I'll show you the
Awesome.
picture of me and George Benson. And he was Chicken
Okay,
George
yeah,
at the
yeah,
time.
that's cool.
He was
Oh
doing
yeah.
Roots in the movie. And
Okay.
I got a picture with him because I'm a dancer. So I was
Yeah.
so excited to meet him too. But no man. Shit. Sanford and Son is my jam.
That's
And my
cool as hell.
girlfriend looks just like what's her name? I forget her name in there. I would always tell her that when we were little. I'm like, Michelle, you look just like what's her name? I was always bitching it, you know, I'm saying for her shit. I
I
can't
don't
think of
know.
her name. But she looked just like her. And we were little, but I'm like, when we get older, you're gonna look just like her.
Oh wow, wicked.
That's my
I
jam. I'm gonna watch Sanford and Son all night.
I love Sanford Son.
And I
I used
love
to watch
Three's
it.
Company
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, Three's
Mhm.
Company is great. Yeah.
My dad fucking hung out with fucking Suzanne Somers in
Oh
Vegas.
really?
Yeah, my dad and my stepmom. Yeah,
Oh
for like a
where?
couple days. Yep. I'm like, what? And meanwhile, I'm like 20 something. They're like, yeah, we're hanging out with Suzanne Summers. I'm like, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up, you know?
Oh, that's
But they really
awesome.
did. Yeah. And it's funny because my parents were divorced. So every Thursday I'd go to my dad's and I'd watch Mork and Mindy
Yeah.
and You know, he had 5 million girlfriends coming down there complaining, like, Lisa, is your dad with this person? I'm like, nah, man. It's okay. That's when I learned to lie about everything. I'm watching Morgan Mindy, and then Three's Company would come on, you know? So
Yeah,
I watched,
that
like,
was
I
a good
love
one.
Three's Company.
Oh, they're both good shows. I mean, I love those old sitcoms. They don't make stuff like
Yeah,
that
you
anymore.
can't beat them, man.
I
You
know.
cannot beat them. I'm gonna watch this shit all night now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, by me and another you. Let me know what you think about that. I think it's really good. You
Okay,
know?
I will watch it. You want to watch it together
Okay. I
later
mean, how do
on?
you want to do it?
I mean, we can watch it on the phone
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
later
why
on,
later?
not
I mean,
now. I gotta get.
I could.
Listen, I got a million things I gotta do.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I can private this and we can watch it.
bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna put
Yeah.
on some
Uh,
Sanford and Son and Three's Company. No, I'm gonna
yeah.
make my daughter. My daughter's pretty in tune with some
Really?
things. You know what I mean? She's only 25,
Wow.
but she
That's
loves
cool.
this shit. She cracks up. Believe it or not, like Mork and Mindy, that's another one.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that show.
I had the
Trying to think other shows I
suspenders.
like. Oh, really? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I begged. I was like, if I don't get them suspenders, I'm
Yeah.
like 6. I'm
I
like, all
bet that
hell's
show's
gonna break
pretty
loose.
good.
If I still had them, dude,
Yeah.
we have some money, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, they're probably worth a lot of money, though. You know.
Oh yeah, I had them. I'm like, I want the Mork and fucking Mindy fucking suspenders. I did get
There you
them.
go. They might. Let's see if
But I
they
was
have
like
them.
6. Okay, I'm 20. Or how old am I? Wait, I'm 53.
Uh,
So that's a long
32.
time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
I'm
they have.
thinking my daughter. Yeah. Hey, Jace, I'll find them because I thrift shop. I will
Yeah.
find them motherfuckers. Yeah. I'm
Let's
a
see if I can
thrifty.
find. If I can find for. I mean, I'm just looking up real briefly. So,
Okay, like I
yeah,
named my daughter after Farrah Fawcett, right? So the
okay.
Farrah Fawcett dolls are not expensive. I got the Farrah Fawcett poster. I got about 5 of them because everybody has them around here. They're like, here. Once I had my daughter, they're like, hey man, we got Farrah Fawcett posters. I'm like, yeah, so did my dad, so did everybody else. Okay, yeah, yay. But I wanted this one doll. Okay, it's worth like $5. I got it. It's like $5 on Amazon. You would think it would be expensive. It's not. So me and my mom and this guy got in a fight over the thrift store, and I
Huh?
never seen this. It was a Farrah Fawcett puzzle, like a puzzle. So
Yeah.
my mom goes, "Hey," I didn't even know what was going on in the store. My mom goes,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'll give you whatever for this puzzle." He goes, "No, I'm gonna sell it." So I come rolling around. I go, "What's up?" She goes, "Hey." My mom's not like that. She's pissed. She's like, "Hey, this dude won't give me the puzzle." I go, "What
Oh,
puzzle?"
really? Wicked.
Yeah, I never seen nothing like that. So that was probably worth money. I don't know. I never looked it up since didn't see that fag boy. Like he was starting a fight with me and my mom. I'm like, why
Really?
can't we have it? I'm like, my daughter is
Yeah.
named Farah after Farrah goddamn Fawcett. Okay.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't give a fuck what, what your daughter's named after. I'm selling it. Because it was like buy one, get one free in this thrift shop. Okay.
Oh,
Every
that's cool.
other Friday. And then all hell broke loose. And I was like, whoa, never mind, fat boy. Take your fucking puzzle and shut up your ass. So I never
Oh,
looked to
man,
see how much it
it's crazy.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people get nasty over that shit.
Oh, they
But
do
I
get nasty.
never seen that was the first I ever seen that one. I'm like, please, dude. He's like, nah. Bitch, I gave birth. I like got my fucking stomach slashed for my daughter. And her name's
Oh, my
Farrah. Like I
God.
thought really I did. I had a C-section, but I was like trying
Oh,
everything
okay.
to get a damn puzzle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll give you $2. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah. There you go.
Look that up, Jace.
What's that, babes?
Look that one up. We gotta look that. You know, I'm gonna look up that puzzle. I'm gonna see how much that
Okay, yeah,
is.
look it up.
Cause that's like really fucked up.
Well, they had
That
something
guy
on
was a total
eBay.
jagoff.
Yeah. I don't know if they're official though, but they said Mark and Mindy suspended for $20 on eBay, but I don't know if they're the real deal or not.
I didn't think it would be real. I don't think it would be more than $20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I had the original. If we only had the original shit that we had when we were little, my cousin would be a millionaire. He had every Star Wars shit, honey.
Oh
Everything.
wow,
Yep.
that's cool.
But I'm gonna go, honey, because my friends are
Okay.
calling me and I gotta roll and troll here. Am I
Thank you for
really?
coming up. I love you very
No,
much.
no. Listen, call me anytime. I gotta get
I need your
downstairs. I
number. I
gotta
need
go
your
see who's
number. I
coming
need
here.
your number. I don't have your number.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Okay, it's
because
four
last
one.
time we gave
I
it work.
don't know.
Can you write it
Here's
back
my.
chat?
Here's what I think it is. 412-368. Hold on.
You can write it back chat if you want. Private chat.
No, I'll just say it. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Okay.
412. I'm so sick of my number, dude. I change my number all the time. And I don't
I
mean
know you
to.
did. I did. The last one didn't
My
work like
phone
that.
gets fucked up, Jason. I'll tell you
Oh, I
what.
got you. I got you.
368. Farrah, what's my number? Yeah, 412
Okay, wait a second.
368
Okay.
9060. Okay. 412
Okay.
368
Yeah.
9060.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, babe. I gotta run
Thank
downstairs and I gotta do a couple things.
you. Okay.
Call me though. I wanna put on Stanford song.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we can. I mean, as far as I just have a landline, but as far as watching stuff, we can do it on like a private stream and watch it through there.
Well,
You know.
we could put our ears up like we did back in the day. I mean, it's not a big
Okay.
deal.
Yeah. Yeah. We do that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, honey. All right.
That's cool.
I love you.
Okay. I love you too, babes.
Thanks, Jace. I love you.
You're welcome. Love you very much, honey. Very much.
I love you very much.
Oh, I love you so much.
Always. Bye, babe.
Bye, honey. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa's really cool, man. You're the best, Lisa. I'm doing okay, Anthony. I saw a long walk. I heard it's crazy. Oh, I know. He's supposed to be. Mark Hamill was supposed to be real mean in that movie. That's right. By the same guy did Hunger Games. You know, I never saw any of the Hunger Game movies. You know. Yeah, I want to thank you, very lovely Lisa Lyn Lyn, for coming up on panel. Hold on. Yeah, I want to talk about. Can we talk about Mr. Bill and all this other stuff? I want to talk about stuff I started to talk about. The last live stream I did is like, I don't know, it just didn't work out. Kind of. I want to. There you go, Lisa. I love Lisa. The more females make it tougher and tougher to get off panel. You know, you have to click that box with an arrow on it. Yeah, I want to talk about, like I said, the dark side of the ring, and also the dark side of comedy. 'Cause I watched the dark side of the ring. They have the Sandman episode on it, and then I watched the one with Earthquake on it, and I wanted to watch. I'm not a fan of hers though, but I wanted to watch the Ellen DeGeneres version of the Dark Side Comedy, so I might as well comment on those too. Um, darn it. Um, they had like I said, I've been watching the Dark Side Wrestling for a while, and it was hard to find it because it'd be on like Tubi TV, and I didn't know that Hulu had like all of them, like all 5 seasons. And they're coming up with some called Into the Void, which is going to be like the dark side of metal, which I would definitely want to see. It includes everything, not like Hard Rock had like death metal in it too, you know. And what the hell was I going to say? The Sandman was like, I remember back in the day, being a big fan of wrestling, and then I lost interest around 93, 94. And I became interested again somewhere in like mid '98. And well, back in the day, I barely spent any money on wrestling. Though I mean, I rented the tapes. I think I bought one wrestling magazine, and then when I got back into it, I bought like 3 subscriptions to wrestling magazines. I bought books. Well, there's a lot more merchandise. I bought like t-shirts and stuff, hats, what have you. And around that time, ECW came out, like 98, 99, because ECW was like starting out around like in the 80s, and then it became more and more popular. I started watching it, and there was this cool guy named the Sandman on it, and he like would walk to the ring, he'd be smoking a cigarette, he'd have a kendo stick, and he'd have like a can of beer, he'd like drink the beer, and he just like boom, 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 he was smashing his forehead. A lot of times he would have like 6, 7 beers going to the ring. It might be a 15-minute walk. And then, like, sometimes there'd be like a guy next to him, and he'd just pour beer in his mouth. I think he asked him if he was of legal age, though. I was surprised he didn't get in trouble for that. I know, I never forget, I watched an old thing on Netflix about Twisted Sister. I don't think it's on anymore. It was like 3 or 4 hours. They talk about the old days of Twisted Sister, because they've been around since the '70s, believe it or not. And they used to go to, uh, when they used to perform, they used to pick some guy or girl out on the audience, and they would get them so drunk, wasted, that they couldn't walk. I think nowadays you'd be held liable for all that stuff. You know, you're in big trouble for that, especially if it's a female or a guy too. And same thing. Um, and yeah, I remember he used to pour in the throat, but it was really cool. They talked about how extreme he was. They talked about his family. They talked about like they're trying to get more and more extreme. And he was like a no nonsense type guy. And they talked about like whenever Raven he like kidnapped his son and stuff. He had like his son like hold out his arm saying, "Quote the Raven nevermore." And he was like 5, 6 years old. To have a scowl on his face and stuff. Always in character though. And eventually they talk about how it was going too far. his his addictions and stuff. And basically he just kind of like just ended up without like passing away. He almost passed away. But I mean, he kind of like, I don't know if he swore off all the alcohol and stuff, but he was in the show, and he said, "I guess that's it. That's my story." Lots of messed up stuff on it. The next episode was about Earthquake, one I never saw before, and it's really different. They talk about Earthquake, a very happy guy, but he played a big villain in WWE or WWF at the time. And he started out like a sumo wrestler in Japan. Like a year later, he said like he wanted to try out for WWE. He didn't know if he'd get in trouble or not. He said, "We'll go for it." He did okay, and he did all right as a sumo wrestler though. He said he wanted to broaden his horizons. And they talk about his family. They talk about how good of a villain he was, and he had respect for a lot of the guys, right? And like he would like well, he would like be a wrestler's wrestler, I guess. And then like a lot of times the one thing, and they were talking about him and Tugboat or Typhoon teaming up with the natural disasters. And they said like they were different than most of the wrestlers because after a match, the wrestlers, most wrestlers want to go out and get drinking or have sex or do drugs, painkillers, whatever. And basically what because I don't know if Tugboat was married. I know Earthquake was married, right? He had a Filipino family, loving family and kids. He was really devoted to his kids. He couldn't always see him because he was on the road so much under Vince McMahon. And what happened? They talked about like him team with Typhoon. They talked about Typhoon, the whole thing with what's the name? The Shocker, where he was and I guess a lot of the wrestlers never saw the whole thing. That one guy was like a whole big horrible thing that was on WWE. Well, they went to WWE because they wanted more time off because they wanted Vince wanted to give them the time off. They want to hang out more with their families, right? They're paying them more money. They didn't know what to do with his character though, so he kind of like made his own way out, I guess. He went back to WWE under the mask character. He hated it. He said, um, but I was thinking he was the shocker, and they talk about the story about it. Like if you remember, it's like a huge one of the greatest disasters in wrestling history. And some of the wrestlers never saw it. They had Haku on there. They had Jake the Snake, and they never saw it. And they had I know one of the Nasty Boys. That was the one I talked to. I talked to him at Action Toy Comics because he would look for like a comic book for his son. You know, he wanted a Dragon Ball Z comic book. I took pictures with the Nasty Boys. I actually talked to Knobs. I think it was Knobs, not Sag, or the Sags. I think it was Sags. The Knobs was the blonde one, and the Sags was the brunette one. And he said, like, I think he knew about the whole thing. It was supposed to be a take on Darth Vader. They gave this mask, this golden mask. It looked like a stormtrooper, I think. It had like two little pin point eyes in it. You can barely see out of it, right? And then what happened was he was supposed to bust out of the wall. I guess they didn't doctor it for him. Like, usually, I guess they would like score it so it'd be easy to break through. And then the guy said, "Well, okay, you got to get out really. You got to bust out really quick because they screwed up the wall for you." And what he did was the top part broke and the bottom part didn't. He fell on the floor, and then his mask came on. He put it back on, and he started saying, "I am the Shocker." I guess Art Anderson did the voice, and that went viral. And after that, yeah, character was gone. But I guess it served the brain in a lot of respects and stuff. And Haku was laughing his ass off. And it's so funny. I'd never seen this shit before, you know? But I mean, then with Earthquake, sadly he had cancer, and then he ended up dying from it because he never told someone enough. And he's probably nervous that he'd lose his job, he wouldn't be able to afford a fed for his family. And then when he was out of wrestling, he was working in a big and tall shop, and I think he was doing something else for his family. Oh, no, that was the Sandman. Sandman was a Chippendales dancer also. Got to tell you about that. But, I mean, both episodes are 10 out of 10. They were great. And then, he sadly passed away from that. His family was incredibly sad by that, too. It was sad when I started tearing up on that one, the Earthquake one. What else was there? I thought I might as well cover the Dark Side. I tried to do this earlier, and I really screwed it up. I screwed up a little bit. Then Lisa came up and reinvigorated me. I want to talk about the episode of Dark Side Comedy I saw about Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres, yeah, DeGeneres. And they were saying, like, I guess I knew of her. I never was a huge fan. I never thought she was that funny. I thought she did good voice work in the Finding Dory series, I mean, she's okay, I guess. And then I know she had like her show on ABC. I never watched it. And then there's the whole big thing saying like she came out of college and said she was gay to Lord Dern. And Lord Dern's so beautiful. I don't blame her. I always thought Lord Dern was beautiful. But they talked about her like being the queen of nice and stuff. And then eventually, it got to the point where like her staffers were scared to work with us, saying like she snap at any moment. And then he said like, well, that could be dumb too. That they served that as a serving plate. I would be kind of mad too, but it came with no box either. I don't think. And it's like added onto it because it's like a stove, a big stove, or a convection oven, I should say, and that's why those actually mean something to me. I mean, that's what happened with Scott Black, you know. And I think like something's happened. Like he's having problems. Um, yeah, the Ellen DeGeneres thing was interesting. Uh, Trying to think what else happened. Yeah, and then she's talked about like being on eggshells around Adam Carolla was saying that and saying like she was mean. I wouldn't know if there's any other stories, I guess. And there's some like child piano player that was really pretty remarkable, right? And then I guess she recommended him watch the Justin Bieber documentary, and she said, "Okay, I'll watch it." And I guess he never got around to it. And like weeks later, she called him up. I think she gave a copy of it, right? And then like 2 weeks later, she called. She said, "Like, did you watch the movie yet?" And she said, "No." And then she went off on him and his mom, saying, "Like, after all this time, after all my effort, I tried to be so nice to you, and you didn't not even bother to watch the movie I endorsed. And then you probably don't care about the movie either. You don't want to say anything." That was something like that she said towards the end. But I haven't seen that movie forever, though. I mean, a lot of times now, the ending credits will be covered in goop, so you won't be able to see what happened at all. But no, I like stuff. I like meats like that. And they were talking about like azzerae have like 4 upbeat songs on there. And they like the whole thing with Ellen and stuff, and she was upset about everything, and she eventually like her show was like on for like so long, and then she eventually like she said that's it. I don't know when she decided to end it. Well, you saw like she was like nasty to her staff, like she would like scare them and stuff, and like she would like constantly do it. Like when a guy said he's like terrified of porcelain dolls, so she held up one and she just puts it in the guy's face with that weird sick look on her face, I guess. Or like when they would terrify them, I mean, she would like give like 4, 5, 6 times. It's just weird. I wouldn't be on uh, on edge too if I was working for her. You know. Oh, let's see. We saw the thing, a long thing, long walk, crazy movie. Mark. Yeah, I want to see that though. Oh, picture of Swishy. Okay, yeah, I've never seen. Oh, that's cool. I mean, he's supposed to be a good bad guy. You know. I guess he was the voice for the Joker in some of the Batman cartoons. That's cool. I guess he knows how to play a bad guy. They mentioned I know Jeremy Jones mentioned The Last Jedi. I like The Last Jedi. I thought it was a great movie. I don't care what anyone says. Anyways, the stuff I saw Mr. Bill was in the Internet Archive. Um, Someone did some Hollywood thing about Mr. Bill. I don't know, that's like an hour and a half. Like, oh god, I'm trying. I don't want to see it. If it has this stuff, then I don't want to see it because I just watched the documentary. You know, he knew we were chasing him. Yeah, definitely do that. Yeah, yeah, that's good. So I mean, that was it for the live stream talking about Mr. Bill. Is it still funny? I think it is. I know the whole big thing with. I mean, a whole big thing with Phil and wife. He was talking about Blade Saddles. And Blade Saddles wasn't funny. Talking about fart jokes. Fart jokes aren't funny. Situated comedies aren't funny. I mean, nothing's funny. The only thing's funny is the sound of my voice. It's like, well, I can't, you know. That's what happened. I want to thank Lisa Lyn Lyn for being up here and being the wonderful, beautiful self she always is. And I want to thank everybody for being in chat. Lisa Lyn Lyn, like, helped bring some of the interviews of me on here, too, which was wonderful. And Yeah, I thought it was a good live stream. Let's do 120. Let's see, 124. Yeah. Oh, really? I don't remember a whole lot of shows that were set in like Canada show or something like. I had no idea. I know. It was cool, man. Really cool. I already have. What do you have with Insane Asylum? See, Ab voice for Rosie Cup. And then like Dan will start. I mean, not Dan. Dee will start telling me a bunch of crazy stuff, that happened. That was a long time ago, though. And things are what they are. You can't really. Yeah, then yeah, and then I'm going to end it. That's about all I had to say. I'm glad that Lisa came up there. We covered a lot of topics. Um, Azzerae's podcast that he did today, which was really good. And he was saying stuff about Melly. I still love and respect Melly and stuff like that. I love Melly very much. Um, it was really cool that he read my post, that long post I did on there on YouTube like a day or two ago. And yeah, I want to thank everybody for. Yeah, I told guy him. Yep, exactly. He got him like about him to do he can get. So I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Hillbilly. And thank you, Lisa Lyn, for being on panel. We'll go 127.27, okay? And then for real this time. So hope you like this live stream, everybody. I covered a lot of topics, and we had fun with Lisa Lyn Lyn, and I had a good time, and I hope you all did too. So until next time, everybody, please take care of a Legion. Hold on. All right. All right. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night.